Today in Can Haz Armory, another specialty tool by yours truly. So I think I've said sometimes in the past that a lot of times armorers will make their own tools because they have a specialty purpose that a tool doesn't exist for, or they have a particular way they like to work. That's kind of like the way I do things. So a lot of times we'll build tools for how we work because it's most comfortable for us. Other people don't do that. Every armor is different. So the problem I was running into was if I've been brought to a club and they have a problem with the scoring system. They may have, it's foil, BC won't close, so it's always going off target. Or there's epee will never fire on a particular box, particular side of the strip, and want to find out where the problem is. So what I usually would do is I grab the reel end, and I take patch cords and plug them in, and I put the box in epee, and I check an AB first, and if that fires, then then A and B are good, so epee should work. Then BC, then have BC, and then AC, and I should get the grounding light on the box each does. And that would tell me, okay, I have AB's fine, I have no AC, no BC, therefore C is the problem, and I put on floor to confirm it won't close the circuit, and I know that there's an opening on the sealant somewhere, probably in the floor cord. But the problem with these is they're long, they get snagged on stuff, they're make a mess in my pocket in my pouch, they pull things out when they pull them out. And in some clubs, if the reels are mounted off the floor, they fall out because these little pins get smashed down, and there's only they're essentially in there by themselves, no other tension holding them in place. They can fall out. If I have a box and epee, it falls out, I never know. So I figured out I need to make a tool for myself to solve that little problem. So I came up with this. This is a modified Favero casing. So thank you to my guy Isaac Morris in Colorado who modeled it for me, made it for me. And it's got what's called an on switch. So I have a 3-position toggle switch, and every position has a connection. When I put it on, I'll plug it in, and it'll be on AB. So plug it in, I'll get the AB light, between a colored light and epee. And then I'll go to BC, and I should not get a colored light, I should get a grounding light, and same on AC. I go back to foil, I plug it in on BC, and it shuts the light off. And this will allow me to plug it in as one-handed, switch it back and forth, or plug it in and leave it there and not worry about falling out. I'd like you to give thanks to the gentleman who makes the A6 test box. I first talked about this on the fencing subreddit, and he actually reads that. And he contacted me and talked me through it, and helped me figure the switch positions out because I'm not used to these switches. There's a very specific way you have to wire them, which I didn't know other armors couldn't figure out for me. He did. And I'll go over that right now. Stand by. Okay, so first, here's the raw switch. It says a 3-position, it's got an on switch. It actually says it right there, on. There are 2 different modes, different types, a type 1 and a type 2. I'll get to that in a little second. They don't have it marked. Thank you very much for visiting me, people. But here's how it was set up. The A line, the pins are numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So A is on pin 1. A is on pin 3. B is on pin 6 with a jumper between 6 and 1. C is on pin 4, and there's a jumper. You're kind of hard to see here. You can probably see the little thing I bridged across, a little ferrule I bridged across 2 and 5. Those are the positions. The ferrule on 2 and 5 is one of these here that I put on the wire to let it grab on with better for body cords, and I soldered straight to the pins. The thing about these positions is this switch is now it's down. It actually engages these 2 up here. So basically, the bottom of the switch is pointing where it's going. That's the middle, and that's pointing to that side. So there's that. Here's a close-up of the actual completed item. Again, you can kind of see the switch bin in there. Isaac had to alter the Favero case to fit this in. It's all down. It actually fits. It works pretty good. I actually labeled it because I can't remember which switch is which side. Interestingly enough, I confirmed that the middle position is BC. The chart I'm going to put up in a second has that as AC, and this is BC. And I don't know why. I'll show it in a second here. Hang on. Okay, so here's the graphic that he sent me to help me figure out how to do the wiring. If you look at the top row, that shows the internal connections on the switch, depending on switch position. These one that you need to worry about is the center. This is a type 2 switch, where the internal connections, if the switch is in the middle, are on pins 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. If it's a type 1 switch, it's on 1 and 2, 5 and 6. And that's important to know, so you can tell me what the circuit paths are going to be. Look at the middle connection, middle row. So you see the line to pin A is coming off of pin 3 to going to B is coming off of 6, and C is coming off of 4. We have the jumper between 2 and 5, and then a jumper between 1 and 6. And if you look at the bottom row, you can see, depending on the switch connections, the circuit path that it takes to get from AB or BC or AC. So this is what I followed. Now the weird thing is, I followed this layout, and I confirmed with the ohm meter that the middle switch connection position is BC, and what he has here is BC is actually AC. In the end, it doesn't matter as long as I know which position is for what. That's why I marked it. But that's the layout of the solder connections on that switch. So in the end, all that's really important is that I know how it works. So here's my A6 box. I turn on. It's on the weapon mode right now. I'm going to plug it in to this middle port, and it's on AB right now. So it should light up the AB on this. Come here. This is wired Italian mode, so it's US is backwards. Their BC is our AB. So there is an AB. Middle should be BC. I have a connection there. And AC. Boom. Have it there. So I plug this in, and I can check each state, make sure I've got it on there, and I can see if I have a connection. I can identify where the broken line is, and I'm hopefully going to give this a try out. Next time I do any kind of work at some clubs that have this issue. So there is my new little, I guess, a 3-line tester. We'll see how it works. It should work pretty good. I'm going to get a second one of these made, so I have one for each side. As always, happy armoring.